Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Stories About Fear podcast. I am today joining this wonderful powerhouse of inspiration and empowerment, Joyan Chan, my wonderful guest, who is an inspirational speaker and founder of Your Image Empowered Coach. Joyan is an outward-looking lady with a strong inward sense of empowerment. She is known for being an image empowerment coach, passionate about helping people to build a positive, confident, and empowered self-image, looking inward to shining outward. I could not be more grateful than to have her here with us today, sharing about this amazing story that has changed me, because there indeed are stories, and there are stories that can change someone by only getting to know some amazing courage. And I want you to know that Joyan was working in the fashion industry for years, but later found herself struggling with high functioning depression, and she became suicidal. She turned her depression into empowerment when she followed her highest self-guidance that led her down the path of coaching to help empower others to shine through their own identity and story. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel very privileged. I am very grateful to have Joyan hear me today. And Joyan, tell us a bit about why have you started your wonderful career as an image empowered coach?
Hey, thank you so much, Rosanna. I'm so grateful to be here, to be on your podcast and sharing my story with your audience. So what made me start my business as an image empowerment coach? Well, to be honest, if you were to tell me 3 years ago, if you were to meet 3 years ago and you're telling me one day I'll be doing coaching and running my own coaching business, I wouldn't believe anything you said, because I thought I was going to do something fashion related, since my background is fashion and I was working in the fashion industry. But then now I tell people I didn't choose my purpose. It chose me. I didn't have a sense of purpose. I didn't know what was my purpose. And I have been searching for my purpose. For so many years, I always felt a deep sense of emptiness. So I will always be searching for something, but I didn't actually know what was I searching for. And then one day I realized what I have lost. I have lost myself. I have lost my passion for life. I wasn't happy. I was stuck. I was confused. I was depressed. I felt meaningless. I didn't know what my life was about. And I almost didn't want my life. And then the crazy part is that, no one knew about it. Not even my family, not even my closest friends. I was living in two different worlds. I would say, two different me. So on the outside world, this is me. I was happy, I was passionate, I was outgoing. I go to work, I achieve things, I build relationship. I was the life at the party, and I always bring joy to others, and I always laugh a lot in front of others. But then, like I said, deep inside, it was a totally different world. So I was struggling with anxiety and depression all the time, and I kept all my struggles in the dark. I hide myself behind this perfect image that I had created for myself over the years. Why? Because I was ashamed of who I really am. I was ashamed of my past. I was ashamed of where I come from. So I wasn't being true to myself, and I wasn't being true to the people around me. Then I had this huge wake-up call, in which my friend said it was a spiritual awakening, which is beautiful. And I had my breakthrough and transformation, and that truly changed my life. And I make an dramatic internal shift, in which it guides me to find the answer that I have always been seeking, and that becomes my truest life purpose. So that is how and why I started my coaching business. And I came up with image empowerment, the term, because, I was sick and tired of putting out just an image, and so a lot of people ask me, what does image empowerment mean? It means building your own empowered self-image, which is what my work is all about, helping others to build a positive, confident, and empowered self-image, looking inward so that they can shine outward. So self-image is not the external image. Although interestingly, I have been working with people on their external image, but then I realized no amount of changing our external image is going to bring us any closer to really knowing ourselves and connecting to our true authentic self. So self-image is internal image. It's about who you are deep inside. It's about how you see yourself. It's about how you feel about yourself, because how you see yourself is more important than how the world sees you. So the idea came to me when I decided to just, show up to the world who I really am. I just want to be real. I just want to be me, the real me. And I know I am not alone in this. Many of us, we are struggling with being our true self. Many of us don't even know who we truly are. Many of us care so much of what other people think about us, and we stop living life for ourselves, but for the expectation of others, for what the society wants, for what the society expects us to be, for what the social media wants to see, for what our friends and family told us what to do and what everyone else is doing. So my mission is to empower others with clarity in how they choose to show up to the world, how they choose to show up for themselves, and gain unshakable confidence in who they are, and establish such a strong, foundation at the core of who they are, that no one's opinion, rejection, or judgment can take their power away or make them feel less about themselves, so that they can live authentically and fearlessly. So yeah.
Wow, this is indeed truly powerful, Joyan. And I honestly believe that most of the times it happens that we put on so many masks, as you said, who social media wants us to be, who society wants us to be, and then you completely have no idea who you are anymore. And this happened to me as well. I can completely relate to your story. I was around 26 years old, and I developed a heart condition because of this. I was so afraid to go deep down and see who I was underneath all of these masks, that it got me to shift my life completely as well. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this. It's so important that someone as strong as you empowers, especially young women who maybe are the most vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah.
And what would you say that your relationship with fear was at the beginning?
Wow. So, actually, I always wanted to start my own business. And maybe like I said, I was searching for something like that can, my ultimate life purpose, or something that can finally make me feel happy and fulfilled. And I knew it was going to be me creating something on my own. And I was really into entrepreneurship. I knew I am an entrepreneur at heart. And so I took courses, I learned from successful entrepreneurs, how to start business, how to think like entrepreneur, and marketing and stuff like that. So I just kept on learning. And you know what? I went around telling all my friends, sharing with them what I have learned, and then telling them one day I want to start my own business. But we all know the one day never come, because I did nothing, They say knowledge is power, but knowledge is not power until it is applied. So I can sit there all day long learning how to build a business, how to, learning everything about business. But then at the end of the day, it means nothing if I don't put what I have learned into real practice, which is to start a business. So for so many years, I took no action, because guess what? I was scared. So I was scared, like many people, my biggest fear is fear of failure. I scared if I start my business, I will fail. And then I just procrastinate, postpone my goal, and just keep on learning to make sure I know everything about business, and to gather as much information and knowledge as possible, so that the chances of me failing in business are low. but I was wrong. So yeah, to answer your question, my relationship with fear originally was unhealthy. I let fear hold me back a lot, and not just fear of failure, but also fear of not enough, not being successful enough, not achieving enough. And so, of course, so that was my relationship with fear originally.
Wow. And can you say that it has motivated you throughout the years?
For sure. I mean, definitely, because without fear, there is no courage. And there's this quote that I love. I just want to share with you. We are so busy living our fears that we forgot to live our dreams. So many people, we are waiting for our fear to go away so that we can finally no longer feel afraid and just do the things that we are most afraid of, including me, myself in the past. And then I realized, how it has motivated me is that, how do I say this, so I learned that, our fear will never go away. It's just not going to happen. I hope you agree with me on this, right? So we are afraid of so many things, starting a business, getting into a relationship, quitting a job, or asking somebody out. So we let fear hold us back because we don't want to start a business because we fear failure or we fear success. We don't want to quit our job because we fear loss and uncertainty. We don't want to ask somebody out. We don't want to get into a relationship because we fear we are not enough. So it all boils down to fear. So of course, having done all this inner work, personal development, and self-discovery over the years has helped me understand my fear better, understand myself better on a deeper level, so that, now I know what am I truly afraid of and why am I afraid of that. So I also encourage everyone who is listening to this to also ask themselves the same questions. What are you truly afraid of? What is your biggest fear? And don't stop there, but ask yourself why. Why are you afraid of this? So only when we bring our fear to the surface, then we can learn how to overcome our fear and know exactly what we are going to do despite of fear. Because, now I know what my fears are. And when you know something well, you won't be afraid of it. So yeah, I mean, definitely fear has motivated me because without fear, there's no courage, and it's not gonna go away.
Wonderful. And it's amazing how it has transformed over the years, and now it is a guide for you, helping you to do the very thing that you are afraid of.
Yeah.
And what exactly do you do now when you feel a new fear coming, when fear happens on the spot?
Wow, what do I do now? Yeah, I just want to tell you, in the past, the old Joyan would definitely run away and, find things to numb herself, distract herself, don't want to face the fear. But now I learned that if you run away from fear, it will follow you. If you run towards your fear hates it when you do that. So what I do when I feel fear now is that I'm actually going to share with you my personal mantra, that I say to myself whenever I feel fear. And it is, feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Just do it anyway. So whenever I feel fear, I'll just keep repeating to myself, feel the fear, but do it anyway. Feel the fear, but just go for it anyway. And I hope you'll agree with me on this, because the only way to overcome fear is to do the things you fear. There's no other way. To me, there's just no other way. I don't know about you, but to me, there's no other way. You got to face it, and that's only way to overcome fear. Yeah.
Exactly, because as our mind is designed, it's negative by default. It wants to keep us safe. It doesn't like change. And as you said, if we don't do the things that we are afraid of, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because maybe it happens to you as well.
Yeah.
But sometimes in the past, I would create Hollywood drama scenarios, bigger and bigger, building on maybe one small fear. And then if I would not do the thing that I would be afraid of, a lot of other fears would come and join and make it, maybe, you know, I could have been a Hollywood director. And this maybe has happened to a lot of
Horror movie, right? A horror movie, like zombie,
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. A strong dramatic movie for sure. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. I completely agree that it's very important to get to know your fears. And as soon as you do this, you'll no longer be afraid.
Yes.
This is a wonderful thought to remember.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
would you say that fear has also given you a very important meaning in your transformation as a speaker, as a professional?
Can you rephrase the question? I'm not sure whether I understand that quite. In
Fear
the way
has
that you.
helped you, yes, sorry, fear has helped you shape the professional that you are now. It has made you stronger. It has transformed you into the strongest version of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Wonderful.
So, so of course, like I said, my relationship with fear has definitely improved over time as I learned how to dance with my fear instead of avoiding it, and I find ways to overcome my fear. Even now, I will schedule time to push myself to do the things that I am most afraid of. For example, let's say in the very beginning of my career as a speaker, as a coach, I actually was afraid of speaking in front of a camera and on a at a summit, or for example. But I would tell myself, you just got to do it. You just book your slot, talk to a person and just say yes. And then you will just figure your way out how to make that happen. So there was, how I use my fear to motivate myself, Yeah, because there are so many things I'm still afraid of. I still have a lot of fear. I'm just going to be very honest. Like I said, it's not going to go away. It's not like I am completely fearless, but it's how I learn to dance with my fear, right? Because you can't avoid your fear forever. At some point of time, you're just going to muster the courage and face it. So my question is, why not do it now? Why not do it as early as you can? Yeah.
Yes. It is goodbye to the comfort zone for you, the comfort zone that keeps us warm. And we think we are happy when we are comfortable, right? But are we really happy? I don't
Exactly.
think we are happy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just lying to ourselves.
Exactly, exactly. And can you please share with us so that our great audience gets in contact with you? What is your strongest strategy that helps your clients the most?
Okay. So wow, I have a lot, but my strongest strategy, or I would say, my intention for all the people that I am blessed to work with is to help them recognize their own power and take ownership of their life, including their past, their struggles, all the problems they say they have, their challenges and life circumstances, as well as their unhappiness, and help them to turn inward and find the truth, find the solution, because you are the problem. But not many people will acknowledge that they are the problem, and not many people like to hear the truth, because truth hurts. But then um it's always about someone else or something else, their boss, their co-workers, the society, the family, the country. So my job is to help them to see they are the problem and own it and take personal responsibilities. Is empowering. Why? Because now you are the problem, but you are also the solution to your problem. Most people go to the outside world, for solutions to an internal issue. I was the same. I went outside to everyone to try to fix me, and no one could, because That is because it's an internal job. It starts with you and it ends with you. It's all within you. So if we choose to search inward, listen to ourselves more, connect to our true and authentic self, and tap into our own personal power, when we go there first is where everything starts to change. And then the next thing you know, you are in full control of your life, and you truly can create a life with joy, passion, purpose, and success in your own term, in your own style, and on your own term. Yeah, so that's my strongest strategy, is to help them to recognize their own power and take it back.
Wonderful. It is going to the cause, to the root problem, and getting everything solved very deep inside of us. Love it. Indeed, it's sometimes very easy to be waiting for the exterior to come and give us the solution.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. And it's also fortunately that that doesn't happen, because then you get your personal power back, and then you grow and evolve even more. Thank you very much for mentioning about this, Joyan. And can you please tell us, how can our audience get in touch with you? Because I am pretty convinced that people want to start collaborating with you. They want to work with you. They need your help in order to get their light shining once again.
Okay, so well, you can find me on Facebook at Your Image Empowered Coach, and Instagram at joyan.chant. So I post daily, inspiration and motivational stuff. You know the best because we follow each other. And I also share my latest, updates, like, stuff that I'm working on right now. Or you can go to my website, www.yourimageempoweredcoach.com, to book a coaching session with me, and we'll get in touch with you very soon. Yeah. So you can find me basically everywhere. Type my name and you should be able to find me there. Yeah.
Wonderful. I have to admit that I have enjoyed your wonderful posts on Instagram. So go follow Joyan. Be very inspired, be empowered. And also, I enjoyed browsing through your wonderful website, which looks simply great. It is user-friendly and people are getting the support that they need. I am very grateful, Joyan. Thank you for this wonderful talk today. I have learned so much. I am becoming a better version of myself as well by knowing your story, by putting in practice the approach that you yourself have with fear. And I am very happy to be seeing you grow and shine, and also support as many people in this beautiful journey that you have chosen along the way. I thank you very much. And I invite everyone to have a talk with you. You are the most wonderful and cheerful, happiest, positive person I have met in a long time. And it is wonderful to have a lot of wisdom for you.
Thank
Thank
you so
you
much.
once again.
Wonderful as well. Yeah, you are the most, you are the most gorgeous and generous and, kind, and, I don't know, you're just beautiful. Like, you are a beautiful soul that I have ever met. And I'm so glad we now know each other and we are having these conversations about fear. I'm so happy to be here and thank you for holding the space for me to share my stories and tell the truth. So thank you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joyan. And for sure, our audience would love to get more of your wisdom on a daily basis, because I know I do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.